Welcome to Wild Outdoors, Jacob Foote, guys. This week we're going to show you how to do tubes, catch smallies, as well as largemouth bass. Stay tuned, we'll get back with you. For tubes that I like to do, this method does work for smallmouth and largemouth. Like to be able to show you, this first method will be the stupid rig. This one will be your regular tube, hook up, straight shank hook. And this one is commonly known as a Texas rig. All three of them works really good. These two here are really good when you're around brush. This one in the middle, they do up a lot at north, where there's a lot of gravel, rock, stuff like that. Tubes been around forever. It's kind of an old grandpa lure, I guess you would say. But I tell you what, this has been one of my little secrets, and they have paid off. I'll get them all set up, and I'll show you how to do each and every one of them. All right, guys, so welcome back. This is going to be the one with the Texas rig. For those of you that don't know what a Texas rig is, you got your bullet weight that's able to slide. Some guys like to put a bobber stopper on there. I usually don't. You tie your hook on here. This is actually a wide gap tube hook, and it will say on the package when you purchase them, it'll say tube wide gap. So what I generally like to do is I like to measure how far I need to go in at the top right up here. Rather than going straight down to the center, I generally like to go in and kind of come out to the side of it, just like so. That way when you bring it all the way up, especially on a tube, it fits on that shoulder just perfect. So you can see where that hook is right here. You can almost just imagine that already being in there. So where that ring right here, where my thumb is where you want to smash it and go in all the way through. Go ahead and come on out, on the way out. You can see that almost automatically laid up against that. A lot of guys will like to push up on it and run that in there and let's skin hook it. That way it does not get hung up on anything. Okay. So that is the Texas rig, tube style, and then your weight will come down on top of that. That's a Texas style. So I'm going to set up the next one, and we're going to show you how to do a stupid tube. All right, guys, so this got a different setup here. This is a wide gap tube hook. And the way these eyelets are on here, it's so you can be able to run this through and keep it weedless. So this is called a stupid tube. What I generally like to do is you can go in and measure. Most tubes will be hard at the front. Where that goes back and it's hollow, which will be right there, you run your hook down the center, but you don't want to get no skin on anything. So you want to run it up almost maybe a 1/4 inch before that thick part right here. Okay. Then you'll see that the weight is going in backwards, kind of like this. And what you're going to do, you pull that through. Sometimes you may have to spit on it or put water on it to get it to go through that tube real easy. You just kind of keep working it. Turn that around in there. Until you got almost to the front. It does make a big bulk right here, but that's kind of the cool thing about it. It does a lot of ragged action coming through the water. It kind of glides. So once you get to where you want that, go ahead and push this up here where your eye comes through, and that's where your line will go on. Okay, and you can see that just laying right there real easy. So see where that's real close to going in right there. You kind of pinch that, push it all the way through. You see how that worked? generally I don't really, if you do it correctly, you really don't have to skin hook this because it's already there. It's laid up against that bait. So this is actually a weedless style using a insert tube hook. Just tie your line on right here and you're ready to go. So the next method will be your straight shank tube setup. All right guys, so this one here will be your normal setup on inserting a tube hook inside of your tube. This method works really well with rock, pea gravel. If you have a lot of wood, you may tend to get hung up using this method, so I would go with a Texas rig or the other rig we just showed you, which is a stupid rig. So on this ordeal, spread this out, get those tentacles out of the way there. A lot of guys will spit on this or spit down in here, is where that could slide in here. So you got the eye, just kind of pinch that up and just kind of work it in, and it will slide all the way up to the front, all the way as far as you can go. When you're happy with it, go ahead and push your eye up. That's a pretty simple method right there. That hook is exposed. Now, the bigger the weight is, the bulkier the head will be. This is just a regular tube setup. So guys, that's the 3 methods that I've been able to use. They work awesome on smallmouth, largemouth. Caught a lot of Kentuckys on this method. This is something that I believe will get you an extra few fish in the boat. Certainly has for me. Check out tubes, check out your water clarity, kind of give you an idea of what color tubes to throw. Until then, I want to get back out there and catch another one. Thank you guys for watching on the 3 methods of tube setups that I use to catch all these fish today. Be sure you subscribe, like it, hit that notification bell, hit the comment. If you have any questions of what I did and showed you today, or if you want to see something else, let me know.